Alright guys, welcome back to VALORANT News. Masters Tokyo, the playoff bracket is now well underway, and what an unbelievable result from Evil Geniuses. The turnaround from this team has been mega over the last several months, and they give Loud, the reigning world champions, the biggest defeat of their history as an organisation in such a remarkable series. Very much enjoyed to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. Team Deathmatch as well is coming very soon. They've got some new maps in the game, which is pretty cool just for this specific game mode. So quite interesting stuff. There's been some debate on whether, this is actually any good or not, but they're trying to innovate. Hopefully a replay system is coming soon as well. Also, congratulations to Angel of Na'Vi, who won the Bagador of the group stages of the tournament. So congratulations, I guess. Of course, they fell short to EDG, a team that is looking particularly good at the moment, but definitely Na'Vi weren't expecting that. Before we get on to the Masters Tokyo games, wanted to discuss M80 because, as expected, Syyko, formerly of Exit, their head coach, and then recently of Sentinels, is joining M80 as their VP of esports. This is quite the cool role for him, to be fair, and I think it makes a lot of sense, actually, the relationship they've got here. And we kind of thought this was going to happen, right, given what it seemed like his relationship was with the CEO over there. And, he looks good for this role, and hopefully it's going to work out for these guys. And as he says, I've joined M80 as the VP of esports, honoured and excited to get back to work, supporting and building the esports programs here alongside my mentor, that's the founder and CEO, and many other amazing stuff. The fuse is lit, he says. So M80, they are very close right now to making it through to Ascension. It's definitely possible they do. They're probably the favourite team to do so from that Ascension qualifier region. Yes, there seems like the Union from the South American Brazilian scene that have been looking particularly good, but M80, given the practice they get from North American top teams, they should be in the conversation to make it through, and that will put Syyko in a pretty interesting spot. So yeah, it's definitely had a roller coaster few months, right, from being on Sentinels to having seemingly a bit of a fallout with Rob Moore over there and getting effectively fired from the team. And yeah, as he says, one of my first projects will actually be building a Counter-Strike program. So M80 are looking to expand their operations quite significantly, and yeah, it's nice to see how this might potentially go in the future. So Syyko is going to be involved on that side of the organization as well, and with any luck for those guys, they can make it all the way through to Ascension, and then they'll be in a really nice spot. Let's talk Masters then, because first of all, I thought this is pretty funny. Zelsis' attempt here to try and predict the series result, EG versus Loud, and he actually kind of got it right. Well, not quite. He had one for Loud early on, but after that, EG were taking all the victories. And this was a rematch, right? There was some debate whether this should be allowed, given the fact that it happened relatively recently. EG played Loud at the playoffs, as you guys reminded me, in the Americas side, and they played in the qualifying matches before then. But Loud as the world champions, a situation like this, you would expect them to get over the line. But EG, Zelsis managed to predict here. Look at this, a 2-1 for Loud, and he can't believe his luck, but indeed, that is not too dissimilar from what actually happened. And EG have been really stepping up, and it is great to see. And this is the thing, right? Their content has actually been doing well lately. They had a YouTube channel for VALORANT that was doing no views at all for months on end, and they finally actually took it a little bit more seriously and did the correct stuff. But also their team got good, and this is the thing, right? For some organizations, they think, oh, we just need to focus on content, but fundamentally, if your team is actually good and you're winning things, you're going to get more fans and more people are going to watch your stuff. It's the way it goes. You've got to kind of be good first before you think about content, to a certain degree. Doesn't always work like that, but it's definitely an important factor in my opinion. So anyway, they've got these jerseys, or like the kind of merch, right? So 10th fan, Potter Supremacy, bold buff they've got going on, because yeah, it's kind of funny. Ever since George Geddes called out Potter, it's not been looking so good for him, to be honest. I know that he's joking around about it on Twitter now, but it is kind of funny how it's worked out. So Loud, these are the reigning world champions, the team that everyone was supposed to beat. Now look, they won at their home region as always. They beat NRG in the finals. They were looking very good for a long time. They weren't the tournament favorites here. That still belongs to Fnatic, right, for now. But it's just incredible how many of these guys on EG were making plays. Like, Loud are great, don't get me wrong, but like Demon 1 is just doing it all. This clutch was fantastic, but every player on the team was contributing. Like, this round was great, and Demon 1 definitely deserves so much credit after having joined the team and turned it around. But Com had his moments on some pistol rounds. Like, Jorgamo was unbelievable in this series. Ethan had his moments as well, and he was really good. So, yeah, wow, this EG team is unbelievable, actually, the way they've managed to turn this around. From where they were, an absolute laughing stock, one of the worst teams hands down, to where they now find themselves. And going into this season, all of the power rankings were EG was right at to the bottom, one of the worst teams, and for good reason, right? They were bad, and they deserved that criticism at the start of the season, but they've turned it around. No one beats Loud like this, especially in this type of format. It's incredibly rare in an upper bracket match at an actual proper major tournament for a team to beat Loud in this manner. Like, it just doesn't happen. They don't lose in the winners bracket almost ever, and they certainly don't lose in this fashion. So EG deserve so much credit here, and even this play from Ethan here to get them over the line in this round. And then, of course, we've got to talk about this moment that really did make everyone's heart stop at times. So it was, Toya's here at the corner, and he sees Jorgamo come around the corner, and they're standing. I mean, look at this moment. It's unbelievable. Now, there's no one around him, and really, he should know. His teammates should be saying to him, yeah, they're not around you, they're elsewhere. Now, okay, I understand. He wants to wait, he wants to try and get two, and I get his perspective, and he's trying to look for the second and wait for this to happen, and he's trying to line up the shot because Jorgamo keeps bouncing back and forth. But after like 10 seconds, you've just got to take the shot. Eventually, the crowd is either going to give it away, or he's just going to turn around, and then he kills him in the corner. I mean, this is just, like, this is one of the worst moments you're really ever going to see. I don't know, people have been defending him, saying, oh, well, he was just waiting for another one, but at some point, you've just got to take the kill, pick up the Vandal, and try and make it happen, because you might say, oh, well, he needed two to ensure that he could win the round here, because they were on an eco, or like a force buy, right? But still, at some point, you've got to take the kill and just convert.
Oh, Less is
dead.
Thrown on a mid.
For the follow-up as well, they get the info, I'm pretty sure. 2 patience pays.
What?
Corner seems a bit
Does he not realize he's not getting backed up? No way! Does he not realize that he couldn't go further back? That's actually hilarious. I'm like, yo, what's over here?
Don't mess this up. I'm just going to tell you right now, do not.
Oh,
So to be honest, EG were probably going to win this anyway, but I mean, this is going to be a legendary moment for years to come, it seems, at this point, given the way that this went. But yes, EG 2-0, and not just a 2-0, not just like a crazy double overtime 2-0. This was convincing. 13-7, 13-5. And this is the first time, I believe, ever where Loud have failed to get 13 rounds in a series. They've always got at least 13 rounds over the 2-map series that they've played, even if they've been beaten comfortably. This was the first time they've not done that. They're only the 4th team ever to beat Loud after NRG and OpTic, Crew, Fnatic. Loud have never ever played a lower bracket playoffs game at an international tourney. They've always gone through the winners bracket. So this is madness. And look, I said that EG was seriously good when they won their first matchup at this tournament, and they were looking good. And there were some questions about, okay, well, actually, are they that good? Will they get exposed when they play good teams? But no, I mean, this was convincing. So thoughts to be had for Loud, for sure. But how good actually are EG? Like, if they can beat Loud like this, can they win the tourney? You've got to think that they can. And the pressure doesn't really seem to be getting to them right now. Yes, they played these guys before. They know how it is. They got 13-0'd one time, right? And ever since then, it's been a bit of a turnaround for EG, to be honest. And Loud's dropped to lower round 1 in this tournament. The team they will play, we shall see in a second, because it's the loser of this series, Team Liquid EDG. And this was a banger series. I mean, Liquid honestly can't stop giving their fans heart attacks. Absolutely. Like, it's kind of remarkable. They won game 1. EDG, though, bounced back game 2, and a crazy final map here on the Lotus. I mean, there were some great calls by Redgar actually here to get them over the line. But wow. This was, I mean, there was 4 rounds in a row here for EDG to try and come back into this one, and they took it all the way back to 12-11, and then Liquid finally got over the line. I mean, incredible scenes. But Liquid, they do just about do the job. There was actually this ace as well here by Kanking earlier on. This guy, not just with the operator, but with everything. Look how crisp these shots are. The kill onto safe. He knows Nats is going to be in the corner. Yes, these guys don't have much to fight back with, but still, the shots are so crisp. And then he goes on to take down Yampy as well, and then he finishes off the ace. I mean, it really was just a disgusting moment here by Kanking, actually. He didn't even take any damage. Still 150 health at the end of the round there. But try as he might, it wasn't enough. Haven was 13-9, then it was 13-8 the other way on split, and then that 13-11 will be a bit of a heartbreaker there, because EDG had a good first side. They lost a load of rounds. They tried to make the comeback, but in the end, they just fall short of making it happen. 30 kills for can, but it's just not quite enough. So this guy is unbelievable, and he will play against Aspas in the lower bracket. And this is what is so remarkable about it now, that this is the way the lower bracket looks. We've got Liquid EG, and if EG can beat Loud, they can beat Liquid. That's coming up in a couple of days. Upper side, of course, that begins tomorrow morning, at least my time. Fnatic, NRG, PaperX, DRX, and then losers round 1, Edward Gaming versus Loud. Can you believe it? That's, I mean, look, a lower bracket run is definitely possible. It's far from easy, given the way this bracket works, but man, that is going to be such a crazy series now, with how both of those players are looking individually, with the storylines at play. But yeah, so that's it for today. Then we've got PaperX, DRX. Now, to our best of our understanding, something isn't there, right? So you've got to think DRX are marginally favoured in this series. It's not guaranteed, but I think they'll probably win it. And now DRX's defeat to EG that they did beat earlier on, right, doesn't actually look so bad. And also consider EG have not lost a map so far this tournament. They're 6 map wins, 0 map losses so far, EG. So I'm going to take DRX over PaperX, and then Fnatic NRG. It's tough for me to look past Fnatic, but I do think this is a legitimate series where NRG could actually upset here. But I think it's going to be a 2-1 either way. I'll take a 2-1 Fnatic, and that would set up a stacked lower bracket, and maybe there still is a Loud versus NRG match at some point on the horizon. But very much interested to hear your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.